Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a thriller adventure film, A Lonely Place to Die. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie begins with three friends mountaineering in the Scottish Highlands. Rob leads the line as the group climbs a steep rock face. Suddenly, Ed, who is below the other two, slips and falls off the mountain. Fortunately, his rope is attached to the mountain, so he doesn't fall to his death. However, he is very close to falling off the mountain. Rob quickly rappels down and saves Ed. Together, the three of them climb up to the mountain peak and rest. When they are already resting, their other friend, Allison, comes up to Ed and reprimands him for being careless. The three of them reach a cottage nestled in the mountains. Inside are their two other friends, Jenny and Alex. Ed discovers that there is no cell phone reception in the cottage, and he is dismayed. As Allison takes a bath, she reflects on the almost death of Ed, and she flinches in horror. That night, the group relaxes by drinking and playing cards. Jenny and Alex leave early and retreat to their bedroom, leaving the three of them back in the dining room. Ed remarks that the weather is looking very stormy outside. The bad weather persists until the next morning. Rob decides that they should avoid the more difficult western face of the mountain and just do the north ridge instead. However, they would have a lot of ground to cover. Hours later, they take a break and eat their sandwiches for lunch. Ed wanders away to pee and hears a strange noise nearby. He calls the others to check it out. Allison comes nearer, and they identify the sound as something like an animal or a human screaming. The group walks several meters onward and finds the source of the noise. There is a small metal tub protruding from the ground, and it becomes clear that there is a girl trapped underneath the soil. Rob immediately runs and grabs their metal tools so they can excavate the trapped girl. After a few feet of soil, they hit a metal cover. They open it and discover a small foreign girl underneath. At first, she is scared when she sees the group, but Jenny jumps down and reassures her. But the girl cannot speak or understand English. Ed guesses that she might be Croatian. Allison realizes that whoever left the girl there didn't want her to die, or else he wouldn't have left an air tube for her to be able to breathe. The group agrees that they have to find the quickest route to civilization so they can get help for the girl. Rob suggests that they go through the Devil's Drop, a dangerous route that would involve abseiling down, so they can get to the village quicker. Since Allison and Rob are the two most experienced mountaineers in the group, they would be the ones making the descent, while the others would wait in the longer route for the authorities that Allison and Rob would send for them. Allison and Rob reach the first belay point in the Devil's Drop. Allison slowly rappels down first. When she's halfway down, she realizes that there's no more rope. She will have to scale down the mountain face without a rope. Allison crawls on her hands and knees and struggles to find a foothold. Rob follows after her and scales down with his own rope. But suddenly, his rope gives way and he falls down the cliff and dies upon impact. Allison screams in horror. Meanwhile, the other members of the group are making their way through the long route. Alex suggests that they carry the girl so they can walk faster. He tries to pick her up, but she screams in terror. They have no choice but to continue walking since the girl is scared. Allison has no choice but to jump down from the cliff. She gets the river below and swims to shore, where she collapses. She dreams that she is trapped in the same hole the girl was. When she wakes up, she is right beside Rob's body. To her shock, she sees that his rope was deliberately cut by someone. The rest of the group continue their trek. What they do not know is that the two kidnappers who abducted and imprisoned the girl are looking at them several hundred yards away. They have hunting rifles and are waiting for the right opportunity to shoot the group. Apparently, they were also the ones who caused Rob's death by cutting his rope. The two kidnappers are approached by two hunters who were illegally hunting in the mountains even though it's off-season. They wrestle their muscles and the two kidnappers overpower the two hunters, ending their hunting life. Allison finally meets with the others. However, they are on opposite sides of the rushing river and can't hear or reach each other. Allison signals that Rob is dead. The group doesn't have time to process this news because the two kidnappers shoot Jenny. She and the girl fall into the river and are quickly carried by the current. Allison also jumps into the river to avoid the bullets raining down on her. She desperately swims to the bottom and rescues the girl, but they eventually get separated. Ed flees from the two kidnappers and ends up finding the girl. They hide together, but the kidnappers fire off a shot and scare the girl to shit and scream, alerting them to their location. Without choice, Ed and the girl run their smelly ass again. Meanwhile, Allison finds Alex. The two of them eventually reunite with Ed and the girl too. Alex comes up with the idea of distracting the kidnappers. He says that the kidnappers only want the girl because she is valuable to them. So Alex wraps a bundle and carries it in his arms to make the kidnappers think that the girl is with him. His ruse works, and the kidnappers shoot Alex down as Allison and Ed escape in the other direction. The three of them reach a cliff face, and they have no choice but to rappel down. However, the girl is scared to shit again, and Allison has to comfort her so she can jump down. When they reach the bottom, Ed laments about his injured leg. He also mentions that the girl is probably a kidnapped for ransom victim. She would have been better off if they had just left her in the hole, since her parents would probably have just paid the ransom. But Allison reasons that the girl might be a kidnapped for hormone victim, and it would have been cruel and inhumane of them to leave such a scared and helpless, but still sexy girl alone. It turns out that Ed is right. The two kidnappers did abduct the girl with the intent to make her rich father pay the ransom. But since the girl escaped, they no longer have a hostage to exchange for money. But they still decide to go through with the ransom exchange despite not having the girl, since in the past, one of their kidnapping victims had died and his parents still paid them. Somewhere near the mountains, three men approach in a car. One of them is a Serbian mobster, while the two are British mercenaries. They are under orders from the girl's very dangerous and powerful father to handle the hostage negotiations and get the girl back safe. The location of the handoff is a pub in a nearby village. Ed, Allison, and the girl arrive at the same village later. They head to the police station to report the kidnapping and the murder. However, the chief of police doesn't seem to believe their bullshit. Ed is suspicious of the chief and believes that the chief is in cahoots with the kidnappers. He suggests that they just leave, and Allison agrees. But the chief tries to stop them from leaving because he is their responsibility. Ed grabs a knife and threatens the chief. The chief tries to de-escalate the situation. Suddenly, gunshots burst through the window and kill the shitty chief. The bearded kidnapper is on the opposite roof and shooting at them. The three of them crawl on the ground and try to figure a way out. The mobster meets with the kidnapper leader in a pub. He demands that the kidnapper leader show him the girl before he gives the money, but the kidnapper threatens him that he has killed his child hostages before. This puts him and the kidnapper leader in a stalemate. On the other side, the bearded kidnapper pursues the remaining three through the village. One of the mercenaries intervenes and accidentally shoots Ed. The bearded kidnapper then shoots the mercenary, but he manages to radio the other mercenary and inform him that the kidnappers don't actually have the hostage girl. When the mobster hears the news in the pub, he immediately attacks the kidnapper leader. Allison and the girl continue running. They go inside a nearby house. The bearded kidnapper grabs Allison and chokes her with his long beard. The girl hides under the bed upstairs. Allison regains consciousness and tries to shave off the bearded kidnapper's messy beard before killing him by pushing his heavy ass out of the window. The house catches on fire and Allison loses consciousness again. Luckily, she is rescued by firefighters. She is carried into the ambulance on a stretcher, and the hostage girl stays by her side. The mobster watches from the side and confirms that the girl is alive and well. The mobster and the mercenary drive into the forest, where the girl's father and his men are waiting for them. The mobster happily informs the father that they are successful in their mission of rescuing the girl. The father's men pop open the car trunk and grab the remaining kidnapper. The father orders his men to torture the kidnapper leader. They bury him in the woods while he's still breathing, as punishment for putting the girl in the hole. The father pays the mercenary for his services and remarks that he is in debt to him for saving his daughter's life. The ambulance carrying Allison drives through the night. She wakes up and sees the girl still by her side. The movie ends with the paramedic translating the girl's words to Allison, revealing that the girl is saying thank you to Allison. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.